how long it actually takes to post it to all of the all of the places that it needs to go. But this time I remember to put it in the Telegram group, so I know a lot of you prefer the Telegram group. Anyway, I thought we would start with some autumn movements and some little tips on immune boosting. So there is a little point just behind your shoulder blade that will activate during calves. There's another point here in the stomach that relates to all of the... I'm afraid my husband's asleep and I can't turn that off. So that emotion is my cat, so don't worry, please ignore it. All of the points that we spoke about in class yesterday that link up with the organs and with the breath. Obviously, when we move through and have flow with Qigong, and Qigong is the... This is, welcome if you're just joining. Today we are going to be moving into some autumn movements. Positive virtues are courage and truth, and the colour associated with the autumn, it's linked to metal as it pulls out the impurities, and is white. So imagine when we're doing anything towards the lungs, with this pure white light going into the lungs and expressing out any stability. So start with some rolling of the shoulders as we move through our joints. I'll tell you some little tips. So you can have things like syrup. Vitamin C is great, so Ester C capsules and echinacea are all really good. Morning, hello beautiful. Hey, both of you here this morning. Must be the change in the shift in the season. We're all kids. So you guys will know all this. You don't need me to tell you, but I thought I'd put this one public because it might be a help. Let's open that so I can get a full rotation. And moving through our joints, being able to just move the energy and stop that stagnant energy that gets stuck helps. Now if you have any issues with your shoulders, then just keep it below. You do what's right, listen to your body, and forward and rotating. So there's little things you can do, practical things, like when it's cold, not to go outside without blow drying your hair is one. These a lot of them old wives' tales, but actually there's a reason, because you're lowering the temperature, and we want that heat to be there, moving out of that damp season into sort of it's that dampness in the air that can make you feel cold and what's the word, sort of chill to the bones. Soft rain. This is my favourite season out of all of them. Lift. So, keeping with our balance still, I'm onto one leg and slowly lift and slowly return to the ground. Now, if you need to, hold on to a chair and just lift from the side. Take the hand and the arm and move together at the same time. This is great for those thighs as well. And place it down again on the other side. Recap, refresh is good. Yes, I know. It's just a reminder, because most of us know all these things. We know that, like, your echinacea and your rose hips, your vitamin C, which is really key, is going to help you boost your immune system if you can get that into you in the morning. However you do that, I think it's the supplements. Medical Medium recommends, obviously, ones that are clean. But I try personally to do and use, like to have oranges and satsumas, and that helps with the consumption of things like iron, because I'm up in my greens. Again, very good for the immune system. Take that into cleansing breath. I can hear it beside me, it's softly raining. Hence there's no motion detected at that door anymore because the cats have all come in, I think. Oh no, one of them's sitting on the table. There he goes. But he's behind the camera. And rotating through the spine. So remembering, when we do these simple movements, we're massaging our internal organs. We're waking them up, getting the digestive juices flowing. Again, that's great to do first thing in the morning, because then you help your body with naturally purging, which is what it does if you catch a cold. It's purging out any of the things that it needs to, anything that's kind of got in there and got stuck. Now bringing the hands up to the heart, want to spread out. Inhale and exhale. And as you're doing so, he's up there now, visualise a beautiful white light energy all around your lungs. Breathing the fresh chi, as we say, fresh life force into the lungs, right to the little capillaries, those right to the end of the bronchitors, whatever they're called. I'm just remembering the names of all the medical terms. Now take that with a little bit of a straightening, and as you come down, a little bit of a bent knees. Breathing in. And as we're breathing out and we're pushing, we're activating that immune spot behind us that I spoke about in the beginning. Filling the lungs and exhaling anything, any grey. I like to add the attachment to that what you're exhaling, anything that no longer serves you. And bring that up now and down into cleansing breath. Now I'm going to turn around so you can see my hand. Literally you place one hand here, and then we take the hand up and round and down. We get a little gentle bend going on. So we've got the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder that we're working with. Rotating the lower back, lower lumbar. So you can do this seated. Then watch the hand as it goes up. Watch the hand as it comes down. Then take that hand to the back, swap them over, and we do the same thing. Watch the hand as it goes up. Watch the hand as it comes down. Then we're going to swap sides again, but we're going to swap directions, but we're going to stay on the same side. And come up. Right and left brain going. Gently rotating out the stomach, massaging those organs. Beautiful white light surrounding you. can do same on the other side, so swapping. This time coming, what did we do last time? Coming up, round and down. Where did we go? Gosh, I can't remember now. We'll do a few both, just in case. we covered both ways then. And go down. Up. My right earth way of moving. And shake it off. And your favourite, which I'm sure this is the one that you do even when you're not doing class. Come to tapping, coming down the arms and up. 1, 2. And do it slowly. It's tempting when we're doing it and we're up. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to run through my Qigong to do it quickly. You want to cup it quite firmly, not hurting yourself. We're catching the meridians of the heart, the large small intestine, and the gallbladder. And coming across, coming down the other side. And balancing out through our meridians at the same time as we're tracing the meridians. The tapping works on the physical to bring the blood to the surface, our photoregeneration, cellular regeneration, or what they call in TCM or Chinese traditional medicine, it's the Wei Qi. Come down, out, and we can go down the side. Front, down, see, space, don't whack the plant, up the inside of the leg, down the outside. Now this time go down the back of the leg, and up the front. Stop. We're going to just come to the lungs and gently on top of the chest, tap in either side of the thymus, and then take that to the side. Now you can keep the hands flat, or you can turn your fingers together and peck. You can knock with the wrist. You pick which suits you. If it's tender, you might not want to do this one. This might be enough for you if you've got, and you're doing this video because you've searched, as my kids would say, searched it up for immune system help. This might be because you've got a cold, chest infection. This is great for cleansing and clearing the chest. Then you'd want to be doing it gently. Otherwise you can peck. And you do this with breathing in gently in through the nose and gently out through the nose. Qigong breath, or what I call easy breath. We're telling our sympathetic nervous system that we're not in fight or flight response when we breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, that it's safe. So we're not overly stressing the immune system that goes into fight or flight, and it weakens it when we're in like fear of that, because that's a secondary. It wants to get you out of the situation that you're in, that you're afraid of, and your immune response is secondary. So it it was more important to get away from the saber-toothed tiger. That also gets you digestive. That's that like feeling, oh, I'm gonna need to go. That it's releasing so that you can run very quickly. Coming down to the digestion and gently hugging the belly. Again, our digestion is very much linked to both the bacteria in our mouth, the bacteria in our gut, and our immune. All the cells start to tap in little circles and a big circle with both hands. We go one way. If you obviously have a tender belly, then just gently tap with the fingertips. And one, it's like light taps, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey is how I always remember that. Same thing to remember. So we don't want it too loose, we want to do whatever we went that way, we come back and we rotate in the opposite direction. Turning the tap on, releasing, think, flushing out the pipes, and then turning the tap off. We don't leave it running. So these are really simple things. Qigong is incrementation in lots of ways. I had someone question me, and I am going to do a whole video on this. Is Qigong exercise? It's the exercise for the meridians, it's exercise for the stress, but actually studies have shown that forms of, and I can't remember the, I think it's STT or something, it's SITT or something, as opposed to the HITT, the HIIT, high intensity interval trainings. This was studies on how slow, steady movements, and coming to stop, take the hands down by the side, bend the knees, take a breath in, come up into Sansu, into strengthening pose, tree pose. And so your body, your posture, you have a gentle knees. If this is hard on your knees, then you can do this in a chair and focus on the top half of your posture, keeping your head nice in line, pelvis tipped slightly forward and the hands out. And if you need to rest the hands, we bring them to resting pose here, take a breath, and then bring it back up. And we hold this, we're going to hold this pose for a little while, for a few minutes. This pose in it on itself, holding this pose for a period of time, for an hour, was a way of strengthening, connecting to the mind-body connection and moving beyond the physicalities of the body, but strengthening all the arms, because you can feel that tension, but letting go of the tension, letting go physically of the tension and releasing that within the mind throughout the pose as you're holding it. So as I was saying, there's lots of studies now have been done on longevity, and they found that the subtle movements can help with longevity. So things like Qigong fit into that. So also things like gardening, doing everyday movements. Qigong stimulates the movements of the everyday, because it would follow the anime. A lot of them are based on animals' movements and how they move through. And it's shown that combined with other exercise, it creates a better performance. If you are combining it with, say, what was the one they used in the study? I can't remember if it was running, or when they dropped a couple of their normal training sessions, added Qigong instead, and actually overall their performance was better. And if you've never done any exercise, or you're coming back to exercise or recovering from things,
Remember, if you need to, you can come to here and take a breath, just in easy breath. And exhale and come back in. Then it's a really good starting off point. So you can use it in combination with other things, or you can use it as a standalone, which is right, apparently, worldwide. And lots of people still don't know what Qigong is, but it's still one of the most done exercises, because I suppose of the Tai Chi aspect as well, which is the martial arts portion of Qigong. It's a little bit harder Tai Chi because you remember obviously the forms. Now start to move around slowly. Now if you can only get to here, that's fine. And looking behind you, just stretching through. Coming back to centre. Bringing out. So what other things? Clearing out our digestion can help. So yeah, lemon and water. What's really important with lemon water is to remember it mustn't be boiling water, because it kills off. It's yummy and it's nice to have if you've got a sore throat, but it's not going to have the same properties that it does when it's living. So you can have warm water, just not boiling water to kill it. If you have your honey and your lemon, have it in water, it'll do more benefit. And then coming down, release those hands up, stretch them out a little bit. Feel them, let's stretch them. So stepping in now, up. Take a breath, come up on the toes, into Babbling Brook. Breathing in, breathing out, and coming down. Rocking kind of back and forth, just opening kidney 1 on our soles of our feet. Gates for our connection to link with Earth. Take a breath. Stay standing. This time breathing in. Exhale over. Feel that stretch. Bringing the hands, pulling. Breathing in, up. Exhaling over to the other side. So when we stretch out one of the meridians, so all of the channels get worked, get moving, and we move any stuck, stagnant energy. Obviously, if there's an issue that you need to work on a little bit more, there might be an area. And coming down. And roll those shoulders, releasing any tension in the shoulders from maybe you've slept funny. I know for me, I'm really looking forward to our bedroom being sorted, to sleeping in a bed again. That would be really nice. So I definitely need my stretching in the morning, rolling. And our head, let's just gently, very, very gently. You've got loads of tiny muscles, especially if you're just doing lean. And remembering to drop this shoulder, we tempted to lift it up with it. So if you focus your awareness on the shoulder, exhaling, coming up to centre, and drop the neck to the opposite side. Again, focus your awareness on the shoulder, of it not following it up. Looking straight ahead, we're going to rotate. So then again, feel the hands down, touching the sides. That keeps that shoulder down as you look. Bringing back to centre. The other side. And with the breath, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in.
notice when you
inhale, the shoulders might come up a little bit, and exhale, you've got this little movement with the breath.
And from whatever side you're on, roll your neck.
Tuck the chin down, slowly rotate the neck.
So slowly, gently, vertebrae by
Vertebrae.
And then when you get to the bottom of the next rotation,
Go the opposite direction to whatever you were doing.
so focus on gently,
Slowly, and the hands by the side, which will keep the shoulders down.
When you get to the bottom,
Stay there for a moment and take a few breaths with the tongue, the chin tucked.
and then take it
Up, so you're looking straight ahead.
a few breaths. An easy breath in
Through the nose, out through the nose, and then looking up. Take the head back.
in through the nose,
Out through the nose.
Bring your hands
On the lower dantian, into
bamboo.
breathing in, breathing out.
You can stay in this
Position, or you can come to a laying pose on a mat or a seated position for a meditation. We've moved through. Let's
move.
come over here. So grab your.
Or if you're laying, you don't want us to go back to sleep. We'll wake you up towards the end, but that connection. Just bringing your awareness to the breath.
In through the nose,
Out through the nose.
in through the nose, and out through the nose.
Obviously Sunday we had the equinox, which was
The balance between
the day and the night being equal amounts. We're working this season with
balance. There's a lot of poses that work on the balance of the right and the left brain
hemispheres.
in a similar way. I want you to think about, as
We've been moving through, we've just been working through gently,
slowly through each of the joints, and think of the channels, the rivers within you, your meridians, and flowing with balance. I'm going to just visualize breathing through each of the three dantians. So the upper, the middle,
and the lower. The upper middle related to
the upper chakra,
the middle, the heart, and then the lower dantian, the lower chakras. And this sort of triangle, we visualize, to start with, just little figures.
of 8.
Imagine a figure of
Of 8 just above your head, and breathe. Just
keep breathing in easy breaths. So in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose.
in your own pace.
Imagining a little figure
Of
of
8 above the head.
a little ball that's moving,
In our awareness,
and a figure of 8. Little ball of light. Remember,
at the beginning of term, if you were with me, or if you've caught, whether you've caught up or not, we were visualizing all the little balls of light around us.
all of the things in our life, our projects, our attachment to people,
Where we are in these little
little balls are all of the things, all of our
thought forms or projects and things that we've got going on. This one relates to the wheel of energy. So I want you to see a figure of 8, not just the spinning wheel, one direction, but the direction of infinity, the balance of the 2 fields of our Merkaba related to our crown chakra, if you like, that part of the upper dantian. And start to see that figure of 8 moving through it, not just from side to side, but up and down and diagonal, so much so it looks almost like when you see the proton, neutrons, electrons, they've got these things spinning around. See the symbol of them. It's spinning so fast, you see these little white lines moving. And that connection, that spark, that focus on a single point related to the connection of you in your highest aspect, and calling in awareness to link with that. And you might visualize, if you will, that one of the figure of 8s you see just suddenly dart up really high and connect as it zooms back down. And think of in terms of layers through your Kaphoric grid up to level 15th, the 15th chakra, if you like, the 15th dimension, or point of creation in highest form. It sparks back. And then we're going to take our awareness from that crown down our lightsaber, our central column, I like to call the lightsaber, down through the body. And instead of seeing one little zooming figure of 8, we see lots. One at the third eye, just on your forehead. And you can bring your fingertips up to the forehead, into crown pearl. So you've put your fingers together in the middle of your forehead and gently press them to the side of the head and flick off, like you're flicking off any lethargy of sleep, any lethargy of not being connected to the greater part of you. And again. And we do this, and as we do this, we take the fingers from the forehead slowly back all the way down to the back of the neck, just pulling, teasing, and what we're doing is we're crossing over the lines that are linked to the forehead and our head. When you get to the top of the head, just pause for a moment and do a little massage. This is a conversion point. This is where the light enters your nervous system. So all the shifts, all the solar shifts, this is the point that it comes in. So sometimes you might feel pressure pushing down when there's high pressure in there, like there's a storm coming. And keep flowing then down the back, teasing the hair apart, up and down. When you get to the obsidial ridge, that little dip, again give it a little massage in here, and then pull apart the hair, coming down so you get to the neck, and then you want to come around the front and cup the neck, just holding here at our throat. Obviously don't strangle yourself, just feel the tips of the fingers behind your neck, and as if you're just holding the throat gently. The thumbs resting on your chest, your shoulder, the little bony bits there. And breathe in, feeling a beautiful blue light coming in
connected with that other light above the head and those figure of eights still moving. Breathing in, easy breath in through the nose, out through the nose, telling our nervous system this light from the highest aspect of you. It's safe to feel the shifts. As we then bring the hands together, you might want to bring them into prayer position, just over the thymus. Take a breath there, and then make your hands, link your thumbs, so you create a little butterfly where you're linking your thumbs just over the thymus. And breathe for a second, tapping the fingers either side. Again, this is a little practice on its own that you can do to reset your right and left brains when you're working with the balance. And I've been saying that we're moving out of that. We're moving into, is it the corpus christi, the back of the brain, the white grey matter. I'm not a neurologist, but my guides keep telling me that is expanding in higher states of being to allow us to have a deeper connection. We still need to work with this for a while. It's going to take many years. So tapping can help with this, that balance of right and left brain hemispheres. As the bridge, which is actually the bridge in the brain, is merging. This is the bridge they were referring to in my guidance at the weekend. Literally as I went over the bridge in a physical bridge. Bringing the hands then down to the heart. You can release the little butterfly and just holding the fingers just over the heart. Feeling like the figure of 8 from the heart expanding either side is huge compared to all the others. It's like a flower that's blooming. It's your antenna for all the fields. If it's connected, feel it open and warming as we take a little bit of that warm fire energy to warm down the kidneys. Taking our fire with us, our warmth, our love. Feeling the releasing of tension, the releasing of anger, releasing of fear. Love, the opposite is not hate, it's fear. So feeling safe and loved in this moment with your breath. And let the hands then come down just underneath the chest. I'm feeling a beautiful yellow. This is connected to the spleen on the physical. Breathing in, breathing out. This is the late summer we've just been coming through. That earth, the roots and the earth. As we slowly move into that autumn where the leaves are turning yellow. Shedding, releasing, letting go of what's not serving. And recycling. Nature recycles really well. Feel that visual of those lights, that figure of 8 moving and moving through, connected to the high point above the head and going either side of you diagonally and moving down, holding just over the belly button. Your gut health, your gut feelings, what we call the cauldron here, the fire. Breathing in, breathing out. Think of the points, if you did yesterday's with the little wheel of breath. Linking to all the organs behind your belly. Just gently breathe in and pull the hands in together, linking the fingers and release.
So you're gently pressing on the belly. A little bit of tension, and I want you to think of you're gently saying thank you to each of your organs, all these link points. You've got liver, hang on, it's to grip offhand, I'm trying to see it. You have your right liver, the gallbladders, the heart is linked to all of the ones we mentioned. I'll go through it. I want you to stay in this space for a bit. Just thank you to your body being in that frequency of gratitude. Now, whether you're standing or whether you're seated, at the same time I want you to feel your feet as we move down the root. And you can drop your fingers into the thumb and the forefinger. And if you are sitting, you can link the little finger into the groin, linking up. This is actually one of the Reiki healing positions. We're going to send a little Reiki there. If you're standing, it should be nice and easy as well. Your hands will automatically be in that lower dantian area. Visualizing that little cup here where it pulls, and a root then going down either leg, and light flowing down, and I'm sending out the symbol. And if you are Reiki initiated, just visualize the Reiki symbol, otherwise visualize receiving Reiki to this area, the womb of the mother, the womb of the mother you came from, and the womb in general, this area, the seed, and the image of an apple is helpful. Think of the seed and the apple and the fruit, that womb-like shape. And then apple blossoms, the flowering, either side, the ovaries, or the internals, or those for the men. And it's mostly women here, I believe. But visualising the feminine and the masculine, the balance, either side. And a little womb healing for yourself, for your womb that you came from, especially for man, and the womb-like state of the world, the creation. Feeling anchored. You can either, if you're standing, your hands can come down by the side. If you're sitting, one hand on either leg, and take your awareness, whether standing or sitting, to your right and left knee, your masculine and your feminine, within you, and the balance within you of these qualities, the nurturing and the strength. And take that balance through our day, through our life, through our being, whether we identify one more than the other. Feeling the balance of both. Both have relevance in their higher states. Grounded, anchoring, feeling yourself now, visualizing roots like a tree, like that tree pose that we were holding, the stability of the tree, the earth, and how it has this ability to breathe in, to take what it needs from its environment, the sunlight, the photosynthesis. It breathes in our carbon monoxide and transforms it into oxygen for us. And the symbol of this season is metal, the impurities. So think about what you're letting go of, but also think about how that is food for you, nutrients, like the tree when it sheds its leaves in this kind of infinity of life cycle. It allows that to go into the soil, the microbes in the soil, break it down. It works with the worms and things around it. and then it becomes nutrients for the roots of the tree to take that up into the body. Feel where in your life, where's the nutrients, where are the things that you can transform, transmute energetically. As we will slowly move into and switch with the southern hemisphere. As they move into spring, we move into autumn. We can reflect on what we've learned in the last 6 months. As we will go within more, we might feel more reserved with our energies. But it doesn't mean we're not moving, we're not shifting, mimicking nature in a way and understanding there are times for us when we need to reflect. This season is also associated with grief. I believe it's grief and sadness and depression. And as the days get shorter in light, it may feel like we're going against to maybe get up, maybe to be working late with the lights on. We tend to have the lights on it. Our body is wanting to kind of start to do what nature does. We can counteract this a little bit by moving, getting flow, getting up and getting into that motion, so we don't go into hibernation, if you like. But it is important to have the virtue of the season, to have courage and righteousness, integrity of what is right for us and what we need. So in the fall, it's also connected to Venus as well. In the fall, where is it that you need to give yourself a little bit of love and extra? This time is between 3 and 5 a.m. So if you wake up also around that time, if you find that you struggle to sleep during that period, it may mean that there's some clearing for the lungs, a breath of life. But just taking it back to that, back through the body, do a little body scan, breathing in that awareness of the body as we come to the end of our practice. I want you to just scan through the body and what you're feeling, connecting to what you feel. Is there anywhere in your body where you feel you need to send a little bit extra love, a little bit of a boost? And I'll send some healing Reiki, calling in my own guidance and masters, connected, associated, and your guides for you to feel, to be open to receiving, all in divine timing for whatever we are ready for, wherever we're ready to shift with those impurities. We work with our body, we honour our body, we're grateful for our body. Iroko knesetaromba yata, yurokumbaka, enero kumbisite yakunuma. Shukra, 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 yitoromata San Jose, ikiana yurokumbahisiteka, elaknunuma, the soul, the mind, the body, the emotions, feeling that womb-like, hibernating, cocoon-like, wrapped in liquid love of our own connection. From the atoms within us, we remember how much we have. We remember that we are connected. It's only when we cut ourselves off in places there is issue. Take a deep breath in through the nose and remember that. Feel your roots, your connection, your grounding presence to past, present, future. And those balls, those spinning balls, they're there all the time. Whenever you need to pull one into your awareness and connect to it, If I need to close your eyes and do so, that movement is happening, it's there, it's shifting. Take a deep breath in, bring your hands up and rub them together, and literally just from the chin up over. When you get to the eyes, you can slowly open them, come over the head, round the back, down the front, down the stomach region, now gut instinct, down the legs, and just literally shake off any excess. And just to ground us back in a little bit, wake you up when you come to standing. If you're already standing, we're going to just flush through, and obviously to get moving, take the hands up over the head, deep breath in, and like you're flushing, turning on the pipes, feeling that energy flowing. And you can take that into a bit. I've not got the space here to do this, but we want the balance of the yin with yang. Down the sides and up and down the centre. One more time, this time cleansing breaths. Come up and down. And give it a little shake, and you can take that into shaking the tree. Well, I feel like I didn't do yesterday, and then I will read that card for our members in our little group. Which ones? Aha, this ones, I like these ones. These are nice for little sort of daily cards, the gateway ones they are from Sling. So what's the message from divine guidance for today in our highest? What do we need to know for those viewing now or later? Thank you for laptop. Letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebb and flow of life. The fish and the shell. Surrender the day to the divine. Om Namo Narayani, Om Namo Narayani, Om Namo Narayani. Or I surrender to the highest expression of my soul, that which is, in my opinion, linked to the Guardian Alliance, the highest aspects of self, multidimensional beings, both the highest and the lowest, in perfect divine divinity connection with purpose, in purpose and in alignment. For the rest of the day, I surrender. The fish is also abundance. May abundance flow, the abundance of life, of health, wealth and vitality throughout your day. Thank you. Yes, thank you for joining me. It's lovely to have you both here again in the mornings. It's nice to do it. It's been lovely actually having, and that's why I stopped kind of doing them more publicly, although some of them I put up, but now I can just record them specifically for you, and it put it into the groups. It makes it easier, so it's more shareable. Have a beautiful day. I'm off to do the school run today. I'm doing both, so I'm letting go of how and what I need to do, and surrendering to the flow. I'm sure it's so far so good. Everything's been in flow. One more thing to do, because my awareness just went straight there to this little affirmation as well. Cheerfulness and contentment are great beautifiers and are famous preventers or preservers of youthful looks. It's a card for today. So allow your joy to radiate out throughout the day. Have a beautiful day, ladies. Thank you for joining me. Bye.